actually thought long and hard about doing this, or about not doing this, however you want to phrase it. And I decided to because I feel like not a lot of people, especially like new subscribers, like know what my relationship with Bleach is. So I'll be talking about what that has been like for me, and also what my opinion about it is right now. So, just because I feel like unless you've been living under a rock, it's been announced that the Bleach manga is ending. We have 5 to 6 chapters max. So the consensus seems to be that the Bleach manga will be ending in about a month. That's not very long. It goes by super quick. So before you know it, it'll be over. So just to paint like a brief mental image about what my relationship with Bleach looks like, all right? I'll just use the metaphor of real human relationships in this case. So in my case, One Piece would be my best friend, all right? Naruto/Boruto would be like my little brother. He's running around the house all the time. I really care about him, and sometimes I just have to sit him down to have a talk because he likes misbehaving sometimes. So I just gotta just what are you doing? What are you doing, little bro? And then Bleach, to me, would be kind of like that distant cousin that I don't really talk to very often, but I know enough about him to understand what's going on in his life. So eventually, something big enough will happen in Bleach to the point where some of the Bleachness will overflow into my channel because I talk about, manga. And so I'll read the comments and now I'll just go and check out the chapter. I'll give you a great example of this. Urohara's Bankai, all right? When that happened, I went and actually read those chapters because, well, first of all, I like Yudoichi, and she was part of that whole scene anyway, so I just and second of all, I really wanted to know what it was. Another example, when Hitsugaya got his new mode, come on. People were shitting on that thing. It was impossible to not hear these things about what people were saying about Hitsugaya. So I read that, and first of all, I didn't understand why it was such a big deal, which I guess is my own fault. But then another thing is that was so weird because it's that doesn't happen in One Piece. For example, if Zoro or somebody like Brook or even Sanji, if they had a new mode, people would be fangasming in the streets. So the fact that Hitsugaya chapter got so much hate, I was like, wow, this is really interesting, right? And so again, I didn't understand what the big problem was. I think Hitsugaya, I don't think he's a badass character. I think his design is more badass than him actually being badass. But from what I remember, he's an okay dude. He's just an okay dude. Obviously, I know what's going on right now with Ichigo and Yuha. And that's the thing too. I thought if I start just skimming through these chapters, I will probably be so lost. I'll have no idea what the fuck is going on. It was so simple to understand. That's the thing. I may not know all the details, but I know story. And I absolutely understand what the fuck is going on because it's very simplistic actually. It's basically Ichigo along with some of the side characters getting stomped and having a very difficult time trying to think of a way to defeat this antagonist who has a broken ass ability. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, that's what it is. To the point where people are legit saying, all right, that the only way that the integrity of the writing doesn't get super fucked up is if Yuha actually beats them all, and that's the end of Bleach. That's some crazy shit. I'm gonna be honest, if that actually goes down, if that actually happens, then Kubo must have balls of steel. Because that would be the most ballsiest manga tragedy ending in shonen history, pretty much. Imagine if everybody fucking dies, man. The good side doesn't win. That would be like Kubo saying, you know what? Fuck the shonen formula. I'm going all in. I'm going out with a bang. Art is an explosion. Put on the Cersei King's Landing music. This is going to be amazing. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Because back in the day, when I started reviewing manga chapters, there was this little thing called the Big Three, and Bleach was part of it. So if you can bet your ass that if, in my case, since I was reviewing Naruto and One Piece, you could pretty much bet that people were wanting me to review Bleach as well. Or at least ask me why don't you talk about Bleach? Have you caught up with Bleach? What's going on with Bleach? And so I started watching it. I watched all through Soul Society, and I think it's unanimous that arc is great. It's a great, very strong arc, especially for a start in anime or in manga. I think that arc encapsulates very well why like people love shonen in a nutshell. It has all these different elements, and it happened so early in the series too. So it's a really strong arc, and I loved it. I love that arc. And so I finished that, and I wanted to keep going. And I knew there was a bunch of filler, much like Naruto. I think Bleach is also known. The anime is known for its filler. And people were kind enough to tell me, oh, like this arc is filler and this arc is canon, so you can skip that or whatever. Because God knows I hate filler. To the point where I even bought some of the manga volumes, just to read. And I got to the Arrancar arc, and then something really interesting began to happen online. As I was getting through the Arrancar arc, there were two major things that happened. Number one, the actual weekly releases of the manga for Bleach during that time, the stuff that I wasn't caught up with yet was the Fullbring arc. All right, people hated that arc. Every week, it was complaint after how shitty this was, how the fuck is this going on? Like, I remember like I just remember one statement about, I think it was a review or something, like, I don't remember, or a comment saying that the cover page was the best part of that week's chapter. So I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on? So the Fullbring arc ended with a lot of hate. And, imagine me with a manga volume just trying to get through this shit and just people saying, this is garbage. So I was like, wait, hold on. So I'm trying to catch up with this so that I can hate it, so that I can call out and like just say that it's garbage. No, I mean, come on. I have other things to do. I have Naruto. I have One Piece. At that point in time, I had Legend of Korra, which was really big at that point. So I was like, you know what? What is really going on? So I had to be really, really cautious as moving forward with Bleach. And then Kubo announced, there were two major announcements. Kubo announced that Bleach was entering its final arc. So I was like, oh, fuck. And I didn't know how long that arc was going to take. So that announcement got me really skeptical, right? Because I was like, okay, if it's about to end, how long could it actually take to end? I thought it was going to be like max, I was estimating about like a year and a half. Turns out that final arc has been going on for over 3 years now, or something around those lines. Like, holy shit, a final arc that's like 3 years long. But anyway, so that got me skeptical. And then, all right, on top of that, the anime studio decides to pull the plug on the Bleach anime. That's when I just stopped. And I was like, okay, I need to put this down. Because it had too much stuff against it. Like, just think about it. Put yourself in my position, reading these volumes of Bleach. People kept complaining week to week. So there's obviously something wrong when people keep complaining about chapters week to week. And the anime studio decides to pull the plug on the anime, canceling it, just straight the fuck up, just fuck it. And then third, I thought it was about to end. So put yourself in my position back in that time. What the hell do I have to look forward to then if all these major 3 things are going on at the same time? It honestly felt like the universe was going out of its way to let me know that something was wrong and that my time would be better spent doing something else. So I read this week's chapter. Looks like Uryu's wounds are going to get healed up. Characters are coming back into the fray to help Ichigo. Ichigo's blade has been reestablished. And again, from a storytelling standpoint, it kind of looks like Kubo is setting this up for a power-up. So it looks like an Ichigo power-up is coming. Then again, I may be completely wrong about this. Now, there was one thing that really stood out from this chapter that I thought was kind of fucking weird. Now, again, I'm not an expert, on Ichigo's character. So please enlighten me as to what the hell happened here. So basically, in the first part of the chapter, Ichigo's like morale, like his integrity is like in the dumps. He's like super depressed. He's like we can't do anything. Like, this is a lost cause. It's over. No matter what we do, we can't defeat this guy. He gets his blade back by external circumstances. All of a sudden, it's like, it's go time. I was like, is that character, like, that's a very weak character trait. If your spirit, if your determination is going to be dependent upon external circumstances, that to me is not a good quality of character. And the fact that it's like ending in like 5 chapters, I was like, what's going on? Because I don't remember Ichigo being like this. It kind of reminded me of like a kid who falls down, he gets a boo-boo, and then he gets a lollipop, and everything is fine, everything's okay. It's like, no, like, if you're an adult, if you reached a level of maturity, you learn to deal with the hard shit, right? Because when things are hard, that's when someone's character really shows. But anyway, yeah, so please explain that to me if you can. I'm not shitting on him, I just don't remember him being that way. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's like something else in terms of the story that I just missed. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, I appreciate a like. If not, hey, that's okay. I'm not a Bleach expert. I just decided to talk about it. Thank you for watching. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Catch you guys later. Bye.